For example, where they went to school. It doesn't matter. You can't take their diploma to bed and have it hold you after a long day. How much hair is on their head. It truly doesn't make a freaking difference because it's all going to fall out eventually. How tall they are has no meaning or dictation of how much they can protect you and be there for you. Other things like status and money are fleeting and can always go. So what should you be looking for? A shared value system. Do you see the world in the same way? Mutual respect, healthy communication, and a shared vision for your future. Paired with that with connection and chemistry, and you have a recipe for long term.
What's up, everyone? My name is Carlos, aka C. Welcome to the C Talks channel. If you're new to the channel, stop what you're doing right now. Do not forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. The clip that I played at the beginning of this video was that of a New York City matchmaker talking about why women can't find love in New York City. It's a very interesting topic, and I have a lot to say about the subject. So without further ado, let's talk about it. I live in New York City, even though I travel a lot and leave New York for long periods of time. The one thing that you realize about New York City is if you've lived here long enough, New York City dating culture is freaking ruthless. It's cutthroat. There's a ton of single people around that can't find partners, and a lot of attractive women just go for the same 5, 6, 7 guys. It's a really interesting dynamic. So the woman talking in that clip was Caitlin Cooper, and she was a professional matchmaker in New York City for more than 5 years. Fun fact, I'm about to hit y'all with a fun fact. New York City is officially the worst city for dating. Surveys have proven it year after year. New York City sucks. Like, it freaking sucks for dating. If you're here, you're probably either single or single, but you're dating somebody who's dating 10 other people, so you're still single. There are 2 types of women in New York City: the perpetually single ladies and the few women in relationships. Let's talk about those 2. There's a ton of single women in New York City. You can catch them Friday nights, out and about, dressed very provocatively, high heels, nice hair, nice nails, short dresses. They're all around. And as a guy who's a bit of a reformed player, I know where these chicks go. They're either in a club, in a bar, some lounge, some cool sporting event. They're on the list at the club. They don't make the line. They're hanging out with the promoters, getting free drinks all night because they're hot and beautiful. Those are the single girls of New York. Then there are the few ones who are in relationships, who have a boyfriend, are married, have a husband, live with their partner. But I would argue there's way more single women in New York than there are women in relationships. Most of the ladies here are single, and I say it's their own fault. Caitlin brings up a really good point in the clip that I played. She says, what's a long-term value and what's a superficial garbage nonsense factor in a partner?
What is a long-term value and what is a superficial garbage nonsense factor that you don't actually need in order to be happy?
So the women who are in New York basically ruin it for themselves because they look for the wrong types of guys. They want to go for the guy who's a Wall Street executive, the guy with a 6-pack, the cool photographer, entrepreneur guy. They go for the wrong types of guys. They go for superficial, garbage, nonsense qualities instead of trying to find men with good qualities. Is he hardworking? Is he responsible? Is he determined? Is he disciplined? Nope. None of that is important to these chicks. They just want the guy with a 6-pack, 6 figures, has a Lamborghini, has an apartment downtown in Soho. That's what they go for. The question that these women fail to ask themselves is, what are qualities in a man that will make him a good partner? And they also don't realize that the qualities that they're looking for don't make the guy a good partner. It's just superficial BS. Height. Is being tall related to you being a good partner? Survey says, nope. A six-pack. I have almost a six-pack. Does me having a six-pack make me a good partner? No, it doesn't. Status and money. Money helps with the provider aspect. If a guy has money, he can provide for you and help you with the bills and pay for things. So it helps in that sense, but it doesn't make him a better partner. Caitlin says, things like status and money are fleeting and can always go. That's a true statement. You can lose it all. I've met people that have had it all and they've lost it all. But if a woman is dating a man just because he has a ton of money, he has a ton of status, and he loses all of that, there's no reason for that woman to stay after he's lost it all. So she's going to leave and she's going to move on to the next guy with all of that, with the money, with the status, and the things that she's looking for, because she's an NYC girl. What do you expect? In the Eminem song, No Favors, Eminem says the lyric, I'm like your problems, self-made. These women, the women going for height, status, all of the BS nonsense qualities that you shouldn't be going for if you want a good relationship with a man, are self-sabotaging. They're creating problems for themselves. And it's not your job or my job or anyone's job to save them. Y'all are looking for guys to have good relationships with, yet you're picking the worst guys to have a relationship with. Have fun. You want to try to tame the player? Go ahead. Good luck. You're not the only chick trying to do that. On the topic of social conditioning and social programming, a question that I personally have is, to what extent are women's partner preferences shaped by social conditioning? Because all of them want the same thing. Is it that they think that the 6 foot, 6-pack, 6-figure guy is the ideal partner? Or they just been seeing a bunch of BS Instagram stories, silly fairy tales? Their friends talk to them about dating tall, athletic, handsome, rich guys, and they think those are the guys you're supposed to date. How much does social programming influence women's preferences? I don't know. That's just a thought that I have. Let's talk about realistic expectations, since women all like dating tall guys. In the US, 14.5% of men are 6 feet or over. 14.5 guys out of every 100 are 6 feet or taller. If you're a chick who dates guys who are 6 feet or taller, you're only looking at 14.5 guys out of 100, and you don't know how many of them are single, how many of them are divorced. They might be obese. They might be cuckoo, wacky. So your standard to begin with is not realistic. It isn't. So that was Caitlin Cooper talking about how women in New York City need to change their damn expectations and standards for men. Stop dating the guys that are 6 feet tall, work on Wall Street, are incredibly handsome, because that guy doesn't have qualities that are going to make him a good partner. That guy is just a player, and he's not going to take you seriously. So don't start dating him and then be mad when he flakes after the second or third date because he's got 20 other chicks talking to him on his phone and you're not the only one. Look for guys that have good qualities for a partner. Healthy communication, a shared value system, guys who have a good relationship with their family. Oh, wait, but no. You still want the guy that works on Wall Street and is going to treat you like an option. Have fun. All right. My name is Carlos, aka C. Appreciate you watching my video. If you liked this video, you'll also like this other video up on the screen. I'll be back with more videos next week. Peace.